Listen, it's time for another story time. It's been a while. And I'm sitting here on my day off, and I was just thinking, I like to reflect. Um, and when I come on these seasonal jobs, I really like to use this time to reflect on my next steps. And made me think about why I had been off of social media for months. I took a break. And here's what happened. Um, it is now July 2023, and back when I was still in Philadelphia, this occurred probably like March, April. I was trying to think of what I wanted to do. I had been in Philadelphia for a while, back and forth. And if you've been watching my videos, you know some of the challenges. And so I had been contemplating what I wanted to do, and I had finally decided I was going to sell my car and go take another seasonal job. And this woman, I'm not going to say we were friends, but let's call her an associate, I met when I was in Yellowstone. And we had been talking, I'm going to say, consistently for about 2.5 years because I stopped talking to her. Um, Obviously, cut this person off, obviously, after what she did. I had shared with this lady, and let me say this person is older than me. She's 62. And this story is to say, too, like, age does not guarantee maturity. So she decides that, hey, I want to help pay for your way from Chicago to Montana. Now, I didn't really think anything of it because she had helped and offered and presented herself as being a person who, she didn't have no qualms. I thought she was a straight shooter and up because those are the only type of people that in this stage I'm really just trying to associate with. So I accepted, and mind you, again, I didn't ask her for anything. I didn't need it. She offered, saying like, oh, your adventure is my adventure, because she decided that she wanted to go live with some man and stop her travels, etc., whatever. I went to Chicago to decompress from Philadelphia. I had a great time, and then I caught the train, and this was in April. I caught the train to come out here to Montana. I've been out here in Montana ever since. The most important parts about this story is that this lady, when she paid my ticket, right, we went back and forth over the phone and through social media, on price. Like, she went to the Amtrak website, bought the ticket, and went like, show me everything. It was basically through social media. I thought everything was cool. I didn't really think anything of it. Like I said, if need be, I had the money to give her back, but she insisted that she was just, as a fellow adventurer doing this thing, and she didn't want the money back. So she bought the ticket, sent me the itinerary. I was thinking, wow, this is really nice. This is a nice send off, right? It's all the stress I had been going through with my car, and I just thought this would be a nice send off. So, and I had got, I'm not gonna say stranded, but in taking a Greyhound to Chicago, my bus had a lot of problems. It was a lot of detours, a lot of, I was, a lot of delays, lots and lots. 3 days, as a matter of fact, that I got to my hotel late in Chicago, and then this is when she started all this drama. She being this lady. And I'm keeping her nameless for obvious reasons, right? But the drama didn't begin there because she even went further to, again, under the guise of helping me out. She offered to book this hotel for another week. Was acting like, oh, it's okay. Do you want me to rebook this hotel for you? And again, I had the funds, and I was thinking this would really help me. This would give me time to get out here and make more money. But she insisted, well, actually, that week she did want back, but she said there was no rush. Well, when I finally got out here, I was at work one week and was on lunch. And, me and my housemate were sitting there having lunch. And I just happened to scroll through my Instagram account. And this lady had posted under all the footage I had, like, I vlog these experiences I'm having. So I had vlogged my trip when I was on the train and when I was in Chicago, a lot of good footage. She went under all my pictures and videos, and she posted something to the effect of, whoever is reading this, I want you to know Yvonne owes me $300, and it's because of me that she was able to take this trip. And posting things like, I could have canceled your ticket, I could have canceled your train, I could have done this, I could have done that. And I remember just looking at it as I was scrolling in disbelief. I was just staring at my phone in disbelief that this girl, lady, whatever you want to call it, did this. You just heard the story I told you, right? I didn't ask her for anything. I didn't even need it. She offered. And then turn around and do this. Like, didn't call me, didn't text me, didn't say anything to me. She decides that she wanted her money immediately after saying it was like $160 something for the hotel to take my time. Now she wanted it immediately. But in the train ticket, remember, it was her gift to me. Suddenly, I don't know what through her noggin, blows up my social media with all this stuff. What type of mind does that? What type of person? She took the time to scroll through all my videos, all my pictures, to make these posts. Something's really wrong with you. And if you're listening, and if you listening happen to find this video, I'm talking about you. Something was wrong with you mentally. And I'm glad God uncovered you, because you had to go. There's no room for people like you in my life. And so after, I was grateful that God showed me who you really were, because you had to go. You turned yourself inside out for a couple $100. So I had to reflect. Now, of course, I don't take no responsibility. It had nothing to do with me. It had to do with this person and what was in their heart the whole time. But I did have to look back to reflect, to ask myself, were there signs, were there red flags that I ignored? Do you have a person like this in your life? Someone that's touting themselves as being your friend or comrade. They offer you things, offer to quote unquote help you. Have they shown signs in the past that they're not really your friend, they're really not for you, that they're really not who they say they are. And if you've seen red flags and you're ignoring them, don't ignore the red flags. This person showed a side that I didn't know was there. So I'm going to say they were really deceptive. And also, my conclusion was that money for this person must really be a trigger. Because somebody I met in Chicago that I was talking to, I shared this situation with. Obviously, I wasn't going to hold this and carry this by myself. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. It was such a little amount of money, like this lady said, like she has this lady who did this has a broke mindset. Like if you would ruin a potentially good, we didn't have a friendship, but you ruined all of this for $300. You have a broke mindset. And what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go, I can't have people like that in my life. I've been through too much. I've come through a lot of healing, a lot of processing, a lot of growth. And it's still like, wow, I missed that. So I ask my housemate, because I was just going to delete it. And she said, just, put your account on private, block this girl, block this lady. And, I reported her several times on Instagram. And finally, I got everything. It took a while for her comments to be deleted. But imagine going through my pictures and just seeing her comment under all my pictures. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I gotta tell you, it made me nervous to an extent to where it seems like she'd become like emotionally unhinged, because she would text, not call me. Granted, this 62-year-old lady had my phone number and could have at any moment, if she had some type of problem or wanted her money, she could have called, picked the phone up and called. Sends me texts, God is watching you, pay the money, pay your debt. Like crazy. Those kind of people are dangerous. I'm glad God exposed her. And if it took this situation for God to show me this person that she needed to get out of my life, I'm glad it happened. So I shut down Instagram. I got off YouTube with this story and these lessons. Don't ignore red flags. And it made me even more determined to do better for myself, so I won't have to have anybody, quote unquote, help me like that. Keep your circle small. Don't ignore red flags. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video.